it's easy to let differences divide us.
There's been an unfortunate tendency to blame all Muslims, for example, for what happened on 9/11. That's just wrong.
You're seeing some people saying that Muslims shouldn't be able to build a mosque in various places in the United States, or maybe shouldn't be allowed to work in the U.S. government. I mean, these are strictly against the Constitution. These are assaults on the Constitution.
From the first century, there was written that we were not being given the same rights in the Roman Empire because we would not worship the Roman gods. And so we know what this is like. And therefore, it's up to us as Christians to make sure that we are doing whatever we can to help those religious groups that may not quite have the recognition that they deserve.
I grew up in a community and in a family that was really involved in our synagogue, and I was proud of being a Jewish kid, but I also went to a diverse elementary school with kids of all different colors and all different religions. As Americans and as citizens of the world, as people who live in diverse communities, we're responsible, I think, for knowing each other, and profound change only happens, I think, fundamentally out of relationships.
Almost all of the haters and the bigots in the United States do so from ignorance. It really has just been a recognition that you have to reach out to all groups and include them.
I believe, as a Catholic, but as someone who's watched people of the Jewish faith or the Mormon faith or any faith, it's organizing and especially working with others in coalition, because we all have the same basic needs and values, and we can achieve them or protect them if we work in concert with others.
I have worked with many Muslims around the world in my career, and have met and worked with many here in the United States. And the Muslims that I work with in the United States are those who have, like my ancestors, come to this country for freedom, especially religious freedom. I also noticed that it was religious people who often were in the forefront of speaking out for human rights and freedoms of all kinds throughout the world. I was very moved by their ministry, their commitment to human rights.
I've been in government, and I know that government follows, it doesn't lead. It gets pushed from the bottom up, not from the top down.
It's up to us, citizens of the United States, to make a land and a country that is cohesive and is able to be unified and work together for our common freedom.
It's getting people together in any way, using any means possible. TV, radio, new media, opportunities to gather in a park or in a church, a mosque, or a temple and talk and listen.
Talk to people, meet with people, ask them polite and civil questions.
There was a group of students led by the Muslim Association at University of Central Florida, but worked with a group of students from our church, a group of students that were Hindu, a group of students that were Jewish, and a group of students that were non-believers. And they were working on this homeless project together. And they formed this great relationship, not because they had resolved their religious differences, but because they cared about homeless people.
People need to stand up and speak out more clearly. We need to find ways to learn from each other and live together in harmony. If a mosque gets burned down in some part of the United States, I want Christians and Jews standing on the lawn of that mosque, holding hands with their brothers in the other faith traditions.
This is who we are as Americans. We are this amazing patchwork of all kinds of different people, people of faith, people not of faith, but of deep belief and values and commitment. And the only way we really change is by listening to each other and by understanding.